is that people are going to ask, they're going to say, well, what are you raising money for?
And I'm not raising money.
That's what I thought.
I'm not raising money.
What are you doing?
Well, walking. I'm promoting a new birth of freedom and integrity in America.
Really?
I'm calling attention to the 10 Commandments, the Golden Rule, and our nation's founding documents. That's the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and so forth and so on. And
okay,
now
so it's the 10 Commandments.
when you go to our website, I can save you some writing maybe. If you go to the website, that's the first thing you see right at the top.
Excellent.
And it's in perfect wording there.
Okay, so the 10 Commandments, Golden Rule, and
our nation's founding documents.
Excellent.
And I have a message for Christians.
Yes. And I am.
If you're going to talk the talk, then walk the walk. And I'm giving a radical illustration of that.
Go ahead.
Walking coast to coast is a radical illustration of walking your talk. I believe in the America I was raised in. I'm 69. I graduated high school in 1964. The America I was raised in was a different country from this one.
Yes. How?
Well, politically, if I go into that, I'll start getting high blood pressure. But, God was in our society.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbors helped neighbors. Neighbors knew neighbors. There wasn't the television on all the time. Families knew each other. There was respect in the family. You said, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Pass the potatoes, please.
Yes.
Courtesy. There was courtesy and respect among family, friends, and neighbors, and so forth.
Now they think it's funny to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
You see that in the TV shows.
Yeah, they teach it. And I don't even watch TV, except if I'm going to be in the news, I want to watch and see what they're saying about me. But anyway, and they often make up stories. Really, I can't understand. I'll say one thing and they'll say just the opposite. But anyway, that's okay. I forgive them.
So you see big changes.
Yeah, the nation is just flip-flop. Our money says, "In God we trust." And people, they trust in Homeland Security, and they trust in hospitals. And everybody's having health problems. Where'd that come from?
I know.
My family, we weren't the healthiest people in the world. We went out and ate junk food about every week, but we never had to go to the doctor. Mm-hmm. And if you got a little sick, you didn't run down to the doctor. You just got some of Grandma's Lexer or whatever it was and drink her down. Pepto-Bismol and what's that other one? Castor oil.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You've had your share of that one. It was like we had sort of the remnants of the American Indian ways.
Yeah.
But today, somebody just gets a little fever and zip, they got to go to the emergency room. And I think the medical profession is ripping us off.
Mm-hmm.
Just ripping us off. And I know that doctors don't have it in their mind to do so, but I think the medical system really likes repeat business.
Oh, absolutely. So now, where did you get the idea for doing this walk?
From God.
Okay.
Now, I'm one of those crazy people. I don't think it's crazy, but a lot of people think it's crazy that God talks to me.
I understand that.
I say that God talks to everybody, just very few people listen. But he woke me up 3 nights in a row. I was actually in Quartzsite. I was on a mission to figure out how the homeless are treated, so God told me to live as a homeless person.
Okay.
So I was living homelessly in Quartzsite
Wow.
during the winter, sleeping in a tent out in the BLM, and God woke me up 3 nights in a row at midnight, precisely. So this wasn't some coincidence. This was precise at midnight, 3 nights in a row.
When was this back? In what year?
This was in 2012. It was probably December, October, November, December, somewhere on there. October.
And how long were you living as a homeless person?
8 months.
Okay.
And that was to empathize and understand how they are treated.
Not well.
No, I was treated like a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
And so.
And what did he tell you?
He said, I want you to walk across America. Now, I didn't even know about Forrest Gump movies, so, I wasn't just having flashbacks or anything. I said, walk across America?
Build an ark? What?
Yeah. It's like, God, did you knock on the wrong tent or what? I mean, let's get an NFL guy to do this, or, Tim Tebow, somebody that's a good Christian, but physically fit for this work. So he just kind of, how God does. He's not real forceful or oppressive.
Nope.
He just kind of left me alone, and the next night he wakes me up, and he says, I want to talk to you about this walk across America. And I said, I thought we settled it last night. I'm just not the man. And he backed off. And then he woke me up the third night, and he said, I'm serious about you walking across America. I felt like Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane right then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, not my will, but thine be done, and I'm saying, I don't know how to do this. I'm an old man. I've been sitting behind a computer for 25 years. I don't even like to walk. He said, my grace is sufficient for you.
Yep. I'm going to give you the
plan.
I'll give you the tools.
I'm going to give you everything you need. And, see, I had a torn meniscus in this right knee, and the VA couldn't do anything with it.
Okay.
And I didn't know how in the world that thing was going to work out. So I'm jumping forward a little bit now. I'm in North Carolina. I'm halfway across the state. I'm in Williamston, North Carolina, and this knee has given out on me. I'm dragging this right leg. And I'm ready to abort this mission. And then God said, be faithful, be faithful. You will receive the reward. So he sent me an angel. I met a pastor there that believed in the power of prayer.
Mm-hmm.
He walked with me 2 miles. Well, I hobbled and he walked for 2 miles. We got into the town square. We're right there in the town square, and he says, okay, I'm going to kneel down. I'm going to lay hands on that knee. We're going to pray over that knee. I said, let's do it. Prayed over that knee. Nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
I drug that knee right out of town. And just before I got to city limits, I cried out to the Lord and I said, Father, you told me to walk across America, not crawl or not hobble. You told me to walk. Now please, when are you going to answer that preacher's prayer? He let me hobble another half mile or so, and he started, I started walking like a gentleman.
Really?
Yeah. And I've been walking over 2,800 miles now without any issue.
Wow.
It was a miracle.
Wow.
Yeah. And so right there, God proved to me that He would provide the tools. And I could tell you enough to write a book.
Wow. Wow, wow.
There's been 2 attempts on my life. I was miraculously delivered. There's been 3 cars almost run me over, and I jumped out of the way on 2-lane highways. I've walked over 800 miles on interstate and not one incident, not one close call. Interstate's the safest place in this country to walk. I mean, not freeways in towns, you know.
Right.
But out in the country on the interstates where they have wide shoulders. Yeah.
Wow.
And I've even had some law enforcement agree with me. Now, in New Mexico, they didn't bother me at all. But in Arizona, they kind of started messing with me a little bit.
Sun's hot.
Yeah, it is. Want me to open this door a little bit?
Woo.
That might be too noisy. But you know what I found out? I found out yesterday that if you're walking, facing traffic, and you're well off the roadway, they're not going to bother you. And the DOT gave me a green vest. They said,
Okay.
you wear that, you can be seen and everything.
So now, what are you hearing from people when you stop? When you're on the way?
Hundreds of people, hundreds. Now maybe several thousand. I can't keep track of it, but the basic thing is, we love what you're doing. We appreciate what you're doing. God bless you. We're praying for you. Oh, I must be on more prayer lists than anybody in this country except
That's wonderful.
Obama, President Obama. I think he's on every one of them, but he should be. That's what the Bible says, pray for your leaders. But I can feel the prayers from America. And people are cheering me on. I'm getting close to my goal at Santa Monica Pier, and people are cheering me on. Said, Pastor, you're going to make it. You're going to make it. I never had any doubts, but you know, I think some people did.
Is there a hunger for God out there?
It's very minimal, very minimal.
Really?
The biggest hunger is for comfort. And comfort is brought by money. It's still the love of money. America has become so materialistic that they want enough money to have a comfortable home, have a nice car, and have plenty of food on the table.
Wow.
And this is even among Christians. This is why I'm saying to Christians, if you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have one example that is fresh, and that is Kayla Mueller.
Where? Oh yeah, Kayla. Mm-hmm.
Kayla Mueller. You might have seen on the news that I walked 10 miles
Yes.
through Prescott to honor her. And some people might be tempted to accuse me of trying to get some publicity that way. But I went to the memorial service on Saturday, and I cried. I cried all the way through it. And I had intention to come on Sunday and walk that 10 miles anyway. But after that memorial service, I said, how can I not? How can I not pay tribute to a young lady that has more or had more heart for people than anybody I know?
Yeah.
And what a family. What a family that is. I met the father, the mother, and the brother and hugged them. And I'm telling you, there's some sweet spirit there. There's sweet spirit. And you know, if we had that sweet spirit in this country, we wouldn't have trouble with Islam. We might not even have trouble with ISIS.
Yeah.
You know? But it's that wrong spirit that America exudes to the world that makes everybody think we're trying to be imperialists or something.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But if we just had our arms out like Jesus and bringing them in and hugging them and loving them, how could they? The dog doesn't bite the hands that feeds it. If we were feeding people the love of Christ, they wouldn't want to kill us. Well, there's some devils out there, of course, but you know,
Yes.
you can handle the devil.
So do people stop when you're walking? Do they pull over and stop and talk to you?
You know, as I've gotten west, it doesn't happen as much.
Really?
In the Bible Belt, I was averaging 10 or 12 a day. I mean, it would really, and I'm not in a race. I wasn't on a timetable, so I liked it. It's all about networking with people. In the West, I might get 1 or 2 a day.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, Arizona got friendlier. I went through a real dry spell through western Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle, and New Mexico. When I got into Arizona, about Holbrook, Winslow area, things started warming up a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to, what do you say, flatter
Yeah.
anybody. But Kingman has been just almost Bible Beltish. I mean, this Kingman town has opened its heart. I mean, even the way you folks are treating me, you know, your newspaper and the Standard, I guess it's a competitor, but man, those guys chase me down. You know, I mean, it's like, and they published, you know, I've been on the front page of a lot of papers.
Yeah.
I've been in over 150 papers, and about a third of them I've been on the front page. They put me above the masthead
Wow.
on the front page. You know, it was like, he's coming. He's going to be here the 12th. You know, so, I mean, that kind of stuff
Yeah.
it's like, God's working here. These people care. They want to get the word out. And so, and I'm not soliciting for front pages or anything, but the point I'm trying to make is I feel welcome here. I went to the Golden Corral. I talked to the GM there, and he says, when you come walking through here, I'm buying your meal.
Aww.
Yeah. Drew said he's buying my meal and Barbara's meal today. And, you know, that's happened in other states. That happened in the Bible Belt quite a bit. Not in Flagstaff.
Mm-hmm. No, that's totally different. Yeah.
That's a liberal town, college town.
Yeah.
You know, but here we found a place to park our motor home. Pastor is just as sweet as, I don't tell people where it is because
Right.
that's how I got sabotaged before and they tried to kill me.
Okay.
But we kind of hide out with the motor home.
That's all right.
But you know, Kingman it's like I'd say it's a template of what you would like to see coming into a town. This is wholesome America. You can quote me on that. This is wholesome America right here. I get a lot of salutes. You know, I salute every car that I see when I'm walking. And I get toots, I get salutes, I get waves, I get shouts. It makes me feel like I'm back in the South again.
Yeah. So now how long will you be in Kingman?
Whew, probably another week. Another week or 10 days. This will be our headquarters.
Okay.
But I'm headed for Golden Valley. I'll be in Golden Valley tomorrow. And then I'll be in Laughlin.
Laughlin?
Laughlin. Pretty quick after that. And then I'm going to Las Vegas for another special prayer walk.
Okay.
I'm going to do a 2-day, 25-mile prayer walk through Las Vegas. And I haven't decided who I'm going to dedicate that to yet, but I'm sure there's somebody in Las Vegas that needs it. And the Lord hasn't revealed it yet, but He just told me to go there and walk 2 days, and I plotted the route. What I've done is I've broken off of my coast-to-coast walk about 5 times. I've walked through Knoxville as an extra walk. I walked through Kansas City as an extra walk. I walked through, I broke off of my regular walk route in Amarillo and walked an extra 40 miles there. and I walked extra 15 miles in Albuquerque. The towns had problems, police getting shot.
Yep.
Police getting put in jail for shooting other people. I just felt like there was more prayer needed in this town. And then I did the one in Prescott, and then I did an extra 4.5 miles for Tyler Stewart and Flagstaff and Caleb Mueller at the time. I did it for both of them because I didn't know he was going to have me go down to Prescott, but then he told me, you haven't done enough for Kayla, you got to go to Prescott, so I went down there. But if he gives me something to do, I'll go do it. Mm-hmm. I'm obedient. If God tells me to do it, I got to do it. And I'm going to try to be, I'm expected to be at the pier April 29th. And I'm on target.
Okay.
Actually, I have about 2 days to play with. And I'm on target. And it looks like my health is just getting better. I developed plantar fasciitis in my feet about 1,200 miles ago. But somehow, some way, I'm walking 14 miles some days and no big problem. So
is that average pretty much, 14 miles?
I call it 12, 13 now. I did have to cut back a little bit with that foot condition. They told me I was going to ruin my feet if I didn't. Mm-hmm. And but I walked 18.1 the other day. It was my record.
Wow.
And I didn't even have any pain. I think the Lord, you know what? I think the Lord allows things to slow me down, to hook me up with somebody. Because I always, if I have a flat tire or something, I never say, oh no, not a flat tire. I say, oh Lord, who am I going to meet now?
Who am I going to meet now?
It's...
Yes.
Everything happens for a purpose, I think. And
I believe that.
Yeah. And it really makes life simple. You never complain about anything.
You don't worry.
You don't worry about anything. You don't complain about anything. You just take it as it comes and praise the Lord. But, I'm tempted at times to say, Lord, why this?
Why? I don't understand. Yes.
I was walking through the sticker bushes 2 days ago, and my flag got hung up in the briars, and my pants got hung up in the briars, and the sticolatas got in my shoes. Oh, I was saying, Father, this is painful. When is this going to end? He says, this too will pass.
Yeah.
He gave me blue skies.
Yeah,
he gave me
sun.
Nice cool in the sun, cool breeze.
Yeah, it's not 100. I know.
He was just kissing me a little bit, and then he said, this too will pass.
Now, who's Barbara? Is it Barbara?
Barbara, that's my wife.
B-A-R?
B-A-R-B-A-R-A, right?
Yes, that's right.
Same last name?
Same last. Well, she goes by Eisenberg.
How do you spell it?
I-S-E-N-B-U-R-G. It's hyphenated, Eisenberg hyphen McGill. But she uses Eisenberg because that's on her driver's license. But
got it. Okay.
She's the media connect person.
Yes, she has been great at that. And she kind of follows you along, or what?
Yeah. That car right there is the pace car, and she either goes ahead of me a little bit or behind me, according to the situation we're in. And we've walked through some desolate areas with mountain lions and bear and wild dogs and all kinds of stuff.
Man.
So we keep her kind of close because this old man's not a fighter anymore,
Yeah.
And those animals,
and the running gets a little bit harder.
I can't climb trees like I used to. But
now, you said your message for Christians is to walk the walk.
Yeah.
What about non-Christians when you're meeting people
Well,
who don't know God?
Well, I just...
to get back to our roots?
I tell them that we all need God. And even the ones that are not saved or the ones that are not churched agree.
Great.
They don't hate God. They really like God, but they don't understand God very well. And Christians don't project His image very well. They think God can be all about money or something. And I tell them, God's there for you. He's with you all the time. You may not understand the way things work, but if you pray and ask Him to show you, He will do that with time. God's timetable is a little slower than ours. We tend to be a little impatient. We want answers today or tomorrow. And God's saying, just bear with me. I'm going to get you the answer. I'm going to bring it to you. And if you open your eyes, open your heart, and believe, He'll show it to you.
Yeah.
And I don't try to twist anybody's arm to get them saved or anything. I say, just don't give up on God, because He hasn't given up on you. And if I talk to an atheist, I don't try to say an atheist, condemn. I don't condemn atheists or agnostics or anybody. I say, you may not realize it, but the same God I serve loves you.
That's right.
And He's just waiting for the day that you're ready for Him.
When you're ready. Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's do some pictures now.
Okay, no.